Welcome back to Playing Voodoo. I'm your host, Derek. And come on in, guys.
Yep, Dimebacks. Dimebacks are going around too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, about to get bounced by the Dodgers.
Yes, sorry. This is no longer a Survivor podcast.
Yeah, we don't watch the episode. We don't watch the
baseball
Dimebacks.
podcast.
Yeah, this is baseball, yeah.
Speaking of baseball, I heard one of us hit a 4-leg parlay.
Oh!
No,
Yeah.
I just, you picked the obvious winners for today, right?
Yeah.
That's
How much did you bet on it?
$1.
Yeah. How much are you going to win?
$12.
Man, imagine if you put down $1,000.
If only my account had $1,000.
Yeah, you'd be in a good spot right now.
And speaking of someone who didn't, who I guess attempted to bet on himself fully, but it didn't come to fruition, Brandon,
Yeah.
Was
Good
the one
transition there. Good transition.
who went home this episode.
And you could have got him off your team.
Yeah, there was a potential trade like halfway through the episode, possibly Brandon for J Maya swap with Alex.
But they wanted to see through the episode.
And it was
I was willing to trade right there and then. They were like, let's see the end of the episode. And
because I didn't want to. I would feel bad if I gave
and then when Yellow went to tribal council, I was like, no, I'm good. I'll give J mine.
But yeah, Brandon goes.
Were you trying to you thought Jemiah was going home at that point?
I thought Sabaya.
What did you have to gain from that trade?
He doesn't see winners at it with J Maya.
I didn't see winners at it with J Maya, and I saw an underdog at it with Brandon. We all saw it. We all kind of see it, or saw it. He didn't. I don't know, he looked pretty bad the whole episode. I'm not going, but he looked really bad after they lost the challenge, and during the challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, whenever he went to the
Anytime he's on screen.
No, he didn't start off bad. It was when they started looking for the idol, and then he immediately gave that up, and like Sabaya kind of bullied him around.
Yeah, and obviously the main reason why they voted out Brandon, as you just mentioned, terrible in challenges, and it was encapsulated with Caleb saying it's not a guarantee that we win with Emily, but we definitely probably lose with Brandon.
Yeah, it's just he was so bad. This is one of those things where Sari kind of made us like get up off the couch. Maybe not everyone should do it. Maybe some people should just stay at home.
I don't think it would be as bad if it was 2 tribes, but that's another discussion.
Yeah, you can kind of hide in 2 tribes. 3 tribes, you're out in the open. You're not vulnerable, or you're very vulnerable.
And speaking of other people that are vulnerable, I mean, he was in this case because in this episode we see that he chooses to risk his vote to play a game, and we see some others do that as well. That being Drew. And
Drew was the only other one.
Bruce chooses not to play. And yeah, so Brandon didn't have his vote for this episode. I don't think it didn't matter in the end. But we see Drew.
Well, he could have pushed a tie, I think.
He could have played a shot in the dark if he had his vote.
Yeah, he told everyone he didn't have a vote. I think
he would have played a shot in the dark over forcing a tie.
Maybe. Yeah, he's a coward. He would force a tie. Yeah. He wouldn't. If I was him, I would try to convince him and be like, Sabaya doesn't have a vote. Let's try to push it here. Let's try to push it. But I don't know if she would have done that. Yeah, and he probably wouldn't have had the guts to do it. All right, yeah.
So let's talk about, as we just mentioned, he tried to get an advantage in this game and he failed. But we do see Drew is successful in his venture.
Basile, you mean?
Yeah, it was probably Basile on the puzzle. And gets an advantage, and this advantage is, I don't know exactly what they call it, but it's
safety without power? Yeah.
Essentially, we've seen this used before in Winners at War, and the
Jeremy Collins.
Yes. The crux of the advantage is, essentially, the person can leave tribal council prior to any votes being cast, and they just have to make that intention known with Jeff, I guess, right before votes are cast, and
it's like the most
they can't go home.
It's the most mid advantage ever.
It is, which is why I don't mind it.
Yeah, I mean, Survivor's thrown a whole bunch of bullshit advantages at us in the last few years. It's like this one's like, whatever.
I don't mind this one.
It's like the least offensive. I mean, what did you compare it to the knowledge is power?
Oh, it's so much better.
Yeah, Martin's like, the bar's not that high then. So yeah.
And what I didn't think about with that advantage is possibly sending it to another tribe, because I think at the time when it was found in Winners at War, they were already merged. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Was he given that advantage? I don't remember how
I know
he stumbled upon the advantage.
Yeah, I mean, it was with tokens you had to get this shit.
Yeah, possibly.
And I think Natalie was funding him a lot.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Man, it's been a while since I watched.
It has been a while.
I don't really go back to watch.
But I do find it intriguing that he could possibly use it to save someone from another tribe.
Well, when he came back, he was straight up honest about what he had.
Yeah, Brandon could have really used that too.
Yeah, that's a good transition, Martin. Speaking of that, what do you guys make of Drew's honesty and revealing to his whole tribe that he risked his, I guess, vote and won an advantage, and he told them exactly what the advantage was?
Well, I mean, go ahead, Martin.
I mean, I think in this moment it's working out well for him. He has an ally now in Austin.
Yeah.
Because Austin, like, right away is telling him about his beware advantage.
Yeah.
So you have him now.
Yeah. But the next episode, next episode, doesn't look too good. It looks like he's really sneaky now. Like he's greedy. He wants more advantage. He got one advantage. You thought you need an idol now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but we haven't seen that episode yet. So, but this episode, yeah, it didn't look too bad. I don't know. What do you think the other people thought?
I would be worried personally if someone was that open. Although it is nice, it does. The whole crux of it is to build trust. I view it as someone. If you're willing to reveal that information, it's more of a spot for comfort than someone trying to build trust. So Drew seems very comfortable in his position currently, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's...
And, like, they also introduce his kind of alliance within that tribe of him, Julie, Austin, and Dee.
Yeah.
Correct.
So he can use that just to build that alliance, too.
Yeah. I think it's also a little too early to be sneaky or untransparent. Yeah. I mean, what day are they on now? Is it 6 or are they at, like, 5 or 4?
They're 2 votes in. Essentially.
So but what is it? I don't know what it is.
I don't know. 5 or 6.
Yeah. Okay. So it's too early to start scheming right now. You know, Emily. That's what Emily got in trouble with. She was scheming too early and stuff. So I would say it's probably best not to go on those fucking journeys. But if you are, you might as well just tell people what you got. That's my opinion.
Interesting.
No one volunteered to go on any of these. I think it showed it was all just games of paper, rock, scissors.
Yeah.
Those tribes.
But this is another thing. People actually do want to go on more and more. It seems like remember back in the day, like it was like, oh, I can't go. Now it's kind of like people are softening up the idea. Mm-hmm. I think that's partly because people are more open with what they get when they go to these things. Mm-hmm. So I think I don't think it's something where you can't really hide anymore that you didn't get something. Mm-hmm. That's just me. I don't know. 10?
Well, I'll transition it. So speaking of being sneaky, Martin just mentioned it. We see this red tribe with Austin going and using the clue with the tribe flag and finding where to dig for the immunity idol. And he now has an immunity idol and he has his vote back and he confides to Drew.
Did he get he found the immunity?
I don't think they found it.
Oh, he did?
No, he just knows where it is. He's very lackadaisical about this.
I thought he...
No, he's like, oh, I know where it is, and then he went to lay back down in the shelter. So, I mean, that's the way to play right now. He's in no rush. I mean, that tribe is killing her.
And like we mentioned, he's in no rush because he's in a good spot within that tribe.
Yeah.
So if they go to tribal, I think
he was already in a good spot, knowing that he's the physical beast on that tribe, and now he's insulated himself into an alliance that Drew is running. So he's fine. He's actually, I think he might win the season. He's fucking killing it right now.
Man, he's in a great spot.
He is.
Yeah, I guess I totally missed it. I could have sworn he dug for an idol, but I guess my mind was...
Is this one going to be in wax too?
Oh, we'll see. It might be in wax. That's a good transition. We see the yellow tribe. That tribe's they're a mess. They're in turmoil. We see that that tribe currently Sabaya finds an idol, and but it's covered in wax. What do you guys make of it?
They gotta burn the wax,
and they don't have fire.
Yeah, what a conundrum. She should have brought it to tribal. That would have been just perfect.
I think you mentioned you could have just hit it with the machete.
I don't know. I feel like Jeff would have came out of the bush. You can't do that. It says you burn it. You have to win a challenge to get the idol. That's basically what he's doing. He's basically monopolizing challenge. He's like, it's not hard enough to play Survivor. Now you have to win challenges to get an idol. That was why you went to go get the idol. It's because you weren't winning challenges.
Mm-hmm. I do want to backtrack a little bit here because I guess I I don't want to say I misspoke, but I left out important details. We see that Brandon is the one that finds the beware advantage, but
he gives that up.
He gives it up. Do you think that was one of his, I guess, downfall this episode?
That's just in his nature, man. He's just
It's in his nature, but he competed in the challenge to lose his vote regardless.
He's just he made. He didn't make one right decision this season. I'm trying to think of a decision he made that
Getting
was
on the show.
That was a bad decision, man. He's gonna get raked over the coals, man. Have you seen the memes about him? He has not made one right decision. I'm trying to think about one.
I mean, him trying not to lose his vote by opening up that beware, I think, makes sense for where he was in the tribe. But then he goes out on that journey.
Yeah, and then immediately is like, I'm going back to New Jersey. It's like, that's the thing. If he, say he did open up that, I think this has to be talked about. Like, if he did open up that note, the beware advantage, could he have gone to the island too? Or would
probably
but
they maybe wouldn't have let him risk his vote.
Yeah, or because then you're just risk my votes. I don't have one.
Yeah.
Or do you have to win back your vote twice?
So
did you lose 2 votes?
You might lose 2.
Well, the idol, you don't have a vote until you get the idol anyway. So you're without a vote.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Several times.
Oh yeah.
It's probably 2 votes. It's probably in the case like we saw with last season how it was Matt at the time versus vote twice.
Matt's
to get an advantage. So I would assume it's something along those lines. But yeah. Next thing I want to talk about.
Blue Tribe.
Let's talk about the Blue Tribe. There's not much going on.
They got a lot of airtime this episode though.
Did they?
I wouldn't say
feel like they did.
No.
I feel like they got less than the Red Tribe.
We got a lot of Bruce.
Yeah, there's a lot of Bruce.
That was about
Brando got a lot of airtime for that tribe.
Yeah, no, Brando did. Kendra got the least, I think, and she's not gonna win.
I would say Jake got the least, but yeah.
Yeah, Jake got his was tied to Bruce, so Jake's not gonna win.
They know the dynamics on the tribe.
Yeah,
it's the women have obviously formed some kind of bond and alliance.
But
and they brought in Brando with the women too.
Yeah, but Kelly's in the middle too. She's willing to go either way.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like
she can bro it out.
Yeah, but she's tied with Brando, so Brando and Kelly are running that tribe. It seems like.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I don't. So Kendra's not going to win. Kendra's out. You might as well trade her or put her on waivers. And Jake, all of his confessionals are tied to Bruce so far.
Mm-hmm.
So Jake's out of it.
Mm-hmm.
There you go, Derek. Your second round pick. You might as well first round pick. You might as well put him on waivers too. The contenders on that tribe, or at least edit wise, is Bruce,
Katura,
and Kelly, and Brando.
I would. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Oh,
I don't know if I'd put Bruce in there, but yeah.
Well, he's still got an edit for it. Yeah, but he's in a rough spot. I actually want to talk about his edit a little bit. So it's weird. So he's kind of like a returning player. He is a returning player, but he's the weirdest returning player we've ever had in Survivor history because he didn't really play. However, the edit has made it seem they haven't really pointed out often, but they've always made it seem like he is more of a veteran player, as Emily pointed out. Even
yeah.
So it's weird that I don't know if the word would be respect, but people have acknowledged the fact that he has some kind of authority, which is weird. I think I don't know. It's very interesting.
I think I noted it. I don't know if I noted it on the pod. Maybe it was just while we were watching it, but it's kind of in the inkling. Although this person lasted more than 12 hours the first time around, but similar to Russell Swan. Yeah, no, very very similar. That's been a common. He's also someone that I don't know. We didn't really see Bruce his first time he played, but Russell was very much he was the leader on that tribe when he played, and then he came back a second time and he was like, I don't want to be the leader, but immediately still continued to be the leader. Yep. And Bruce fell into that. Yep. No, it's very very similar character or edit so far. Only difference is Bruce's tribe is winning these challenges to start his second stint.
Well, he was a really good leader the first time he played. Yeah. We could go into the Samoa season and how it's a season of 2 Russells, but
well, to pick up on that Bruce stuff, that's the big beef right now that they're just showing with him and Katura. Yeah. Because Katura is the whole I can see through his act, you know, whereas nobody else on that tribe can see through it.
Right Jake now. Definitely can.
Yeah.
And I wonder if it's that they can't see it, or I think like Brando. I see Brando and Kelly. I don't think they really care. And Kendra, I don't think Kendra can see through it. But
at this point, yeah, it seems like we're not getting much other than obvious tension building up between Katurah and Bruce. We're not getting much. I don't know. We're not really getting much tactics, I guess, within this tribe because they're just winning. They're so good at puzzles. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's the thing. Yeah, they are really good at puzzles. Yeah, no, I don't know. The other tribes seem to be boring, you know. I mean,
they're boring. I mean, speaking of the other tribes.
Well, I mean, like anyone that's not yellow is a boring tribe because yellow is just so fucking fun to watch. They're like Fong almost. Yeah. They're bad. They haven't won anything. They might be one of the worst tribes ever too.
Yeah, inkling back to Russell Swan's second time.
Kind of, yeah. The Matt Singh.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But a few other things I want to touch on this episode. So based on what we saw, I'm just gonna say, would you guys sell feet pics?
Oh God, if I was D, maybe. She just.
I don't know. She has a really big toe.
Dude, it's crazy.
Either the other toes are really.
That was I saw this scene before. It was on YouTube. It was like a secret or a sneak peek scene, but yeah, not much strategy on that tribe right now, I guess. Besides Drew, but I talk about it. He's like a nerdy Sammy, man. He is too in on himself, man. I don't know. What do you think about him, Tim?
Martin.
I mean, he's being shown in a good light, but you may be onto something where maybe not that he's playing too hard, but he is playing a lot right now.
Yeah, and it's just I don't know. They usually make the winners seem more humble. Drew ain't humble, man. He ain't humble. He's talking up. He's like, I'm gonna try to make my kingdom here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he compared himself to a Fishback.
Yeah.
JT and Steven.
Yep.
I don't know, man. I mean, that's still that's not humble. Steven's one of the best players of all time.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, he's not humble.
No, he's not.
And plus, Steven lost.
Steven did lose. Did lose. I don't know.
And speaking of another player who's, I guess, wasn't as humble this episode, Caleb compared himself to LeBron in his first stint with the Cavaliers after the challenge.
But his might be warranted. He's actually, I think, kind of really running that tribe.
But also, he wants to. He's viewing Emily's game kind of like as a reclamation project. And,
I mean, that bodes well for my pick.
Yeah, no, it's like reclamation problem. Yeah. Yeah, he's like.
He wants to build up her game.
Yeah, he's like some GM, like drafting someone in the 6th round. Like, this is a project pick here, you know. Let's see if we can turn her something. When he first started talking about it, I was wondering if he's like, hey, let's see how long I can carry her along and take her to the end because she's a GOAT.
That's fair. Yeah.
I wonder if that was
assumption.
Yeah, but he didn't make it seem like that. It made it seem like he genuinely wanted to make her a better Survivor player.
Yeah. Which
is not something you want to do. If it was something where I want to take her to the ends because I know I can beat her, I thought that was smart. But I don't know now. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think he's viewing it so typically in Survivor, once a person is kind of been outcast from the rest of the tribe, he's doing the right thing and still having a line of communication with her.
Yeah.
But I'm not certain he's, I guess, viewing it in the right sense, although he is going about it in the right manner.
Yeah.
And I think, on the whole, I think that Emily is probably not the one that you want to do that with because she would be the one to turn on him still.
It would have been Brandon, but they didn't like Brandon. The guys did not like Brandon, and the girls don't like each other. So
is this a good turning point for Emily? Because she and Brandon were the outcasts, right? And now she has this lifeline that just came in from Caleb.
Yeah, and now it looks like the next episode's some bias and give her.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll find out. I don't know. Yeah. That tribe is fun. That tribe is a fun tribe. Yeah.
Okay, so there's a few other things I just want to note real quick before we get out. We did get a small recap at the beginning of the episode.
Title sequence. We didn't bring that up.
Yes. We got a title sequence.
Finally.
And
next is the auction.
Yes, next is the auction. Bring it back, please, Jeff. We'd love that. Sign and play voodoo.
Yeah.
And We also got this clear rule. No sitting up back-to-back challenges.
Yes, the clear rule came into play. That's how it used to be.
Yeah.
But now, I don't know what happened. But
it's because they don't have the reward challenges anymore.
Yeah, but now they're like, someone's going to sit out.
Well, like now it's like grouped in. Now it's like reward and immunities kind of just in the same challenge.
Which is kind of lame, but nope. The clear rule is in effect.
In full effect.
Figure it out, guys.
So let's get into our superlatives of the episode. I would say like best move, worst move, and then next boot.
Yeah. And can we go through the? Did we go through like the contenders? Oh, who think?
We could do that after this.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So superlatives, best move.
Mm-hmm.
I would say Caleb, or Caleb or Kelly.
Doing what?
What did Kelly do?
Kelly is now tight with Brando, and they're kind of found themselves in the middle of that tribe. And Caleb, his project. His project of Emily.
Fair. What about you, Martin?
I'll go the other side of that Kelly one. I'll say Brando.
Oh.
Kind of getting in tight with the girls now, so he's got that majority alliance on that tribe.
Yeah, you're probably right on that one. They have built up the girls' alliance more than the Bruce, Jake, Brando alliance, but
yeah, I'm in full agreement. I think I would say Brando. We're seeing that relationship starting to.
He kind of came out of nowhere.
Build with
this
Kelly.
episode. Kind of came out of nowhere, but good for him. Good for him.
Yeah.
Worst episode. Can we all say it together?
Worst move.
Brandon.
Is there a worst move, or is it just the episode?
Brandon is the worst move.
Yeah.
I don't.
Which move? He had several.
Getting on Survivor.
Being casted. Actually, I think he was one of those like casting coach people.
Yeah, I think he might have been. Yeah.
Now that
and now Jeff's like, no more, no more. No, apparently he was really pissed about the Hannah Rose or quit.
Oh, because he wanted to be first boot?
No, I'm talking Jeff.
Jeff was... about Brandon.
No, Jeff was pissed. Like, he went to casting after. He's like, no more. He's like, we need to figure this shit out. He's like, this is the second time someone got or quit or had to be pulled like right away. Like, the only like who was it? The guy that got Pat when he got that was different. That was like he didn't want to
injury.
Yeah, that was an injury. Yeah. Bruce is another one where like same, but like the Jackson and the Hannah, I think he's like, we gotta stop with this. Like, we can't have people quitting and pull the first episode if it's not a fucking injury, you know?
Exactly.
So hopefully that change does something.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, full agreement, Brandon. Yeah.
Just for everything.
Brandon. Brandon.
And then before we get to the next boot, I guess, I think it's best to talk about who we think's in the best positions.
Yeah, let's do the contenders. Each tribe.
Who are the contenders?
So yellow, I think, basically anyone.
I don't think anyone's in a terrible spot.
You mentioned Sean earlier.
Yeah, I think Sean has the weakest of everything.
But he won't be attacked.
Yeah,
he's not going to get voted.
Like edit wise, he has the softest edit. Like he's
out of the four,
the least offensive edit.
Mm-hmm.
So he's kind of just there, you know. But it's not a bad edit. It's not like they're making him seem like he's an idiot or a terrible survivor player. He's just kind of like.
It kind of seems like he would be the swing vote in a lot of stuff.
Yeah, he has a UTR edit. He has an under the radar edit. Like but that's not a good edit.
No.
Yeah, I'd say, but all the other ones have decent edits.
Yeah.
Even Emily. It's a nerd dog edit for sure.
She flipped her.
She changed.
Really flipped and flipped her
she's
edit.
Flipping it around.
Yeah. Oh, she's flipping it around. There you go, Brady. Finally got it.
Finally got it.
Red Tribe.
I mean, Drew had the best edit by far.
Austin. I think Austin might have the best edit.
Interesting.
Yeah. Martin. Tim.
Martin.
I was gonna say Austin too.
Yeah. Drew's got the second best.
Drew's kind of like
I think D had a decent
the spokesperson in that thing. So.
What is she happy find her feet finder out? What she had? I mean, she didn't.
I feel like she had something about, or maybe it was the preview.
Yeah, I don't. J Maya's been soft. Julie's kind of soft. Did Sifu?
He only had like one professional at the very beginning of the episode,
and he sat out of the challenge too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a Drew and Austin show on that track so far. with a little bit of Julie, which is surprising, but she's creeping up there in the winner contention. Good job, Martin.
Yeah, thanks for giving her to be. Yeah.
Feldy.
Which, speaking of
the last 6th round pick,
these 2 first boots were like
finally our last. We judged it perfectly.
Yes.
Okay, and the last one,
the blue tribe.
Blue tribe. Mm-hmm. So I think we talked about it. I think there's only. I think Jake doesn't have a good edit.
No.
I think he's gonna be a likable character, but I don't. Because all his confessionals are tied to Bruce, basically. It seems like, or someone else.
Yes.
And
Brando's
got a good edit, yeah.
Kelly, Katara, Kendra.
Kendra, I don't think Kendra's got a good edit.
I think the best ones on that tribe are Kelly, Katara, and Brando. Not in that order.
I think Kendra kind of is like the female Jake, where her stuff is tied to somebody else in that tribe.
Yeah, it's mostly astrology. Yeah, hers is all. She's just vibe and astrology. She's a UTR character. She doesn't have much depth to her. And if she was a contender, she would have been shown going to the other tribe's camp last episode. Mm-hmm. And she still has not. So we could also talk on that real quick. After the Hannah Rose vote, Jeff's like, no more people going to other people's camps.
Yeah.
I wonder if Kelly was like, just do what you want, girl. Just go with the vibes.
I was totally expecting something to happen this episode.
Yeah, I was waiting for it. Hey,
disappointed.
Yeah, red tribe, pick someone to go to the yellow tribe, but Jeff's like, fuck that shit.
Yeah.
Fuck that noise. We're done with that.
Mm.
So
upsetting.
Yeah. So Kendra's not going to win. Jake doesn't have a good edit. Bruce actually has a decent edit. I just don't think people like him.
Fair.
So I don't know.
Speaking of winner edits, I'd be remiss if we didn't mention
the Matt.
Not the Matt theory, but the person who had the best winner edit last season, that being Dr. Mike. We have not seen him appear this season.
No, not yet.
I'm not sure that he's going to win this season.
He's very under the radar, right?
He is. No, he's no edit. No edit. Or I forget what it's called, but it's something like that. Where no edit. Mm-hmm. But he might be pulled up next.
He might be purpled.
No, he might be pulled up next episode.
Yeah, we saw Jake
passing out.
Yeah, it looks. It didn't look good.
Yeah. No, he wasn't even. Dr. Mike wasn't even pulled for the Brandon analyzation.
No.
Yeah. So.
Terrible edit.
That's 2 seasons in a row where Brandon had to be pulled out of the challenge.
Yes.
So. Remember the Seahawks player?
Football player.
Oh, he overheated. Yeah. 2 seasons in a row. Brandon in one of the first challenges had to be set aside and be like, hey, we're going to calm you down. Mm-hmm. But yeah. So
getting into that, we just went through the contenders. Do we really want to quickly go through next boot? You guys both nailed. I think I want to give you guys credit. You guys nailed. Hey, Brandon, was gonna be the one to go this episode.
Did we say that?
Props to you.
I think we all said that.
Oh.
Didn't we?
I agreed with you. You guys laid out the foundation.
I think I said Jay Miles.
I think I said Bruce at the time, and then you guys convinced me.
On the if you guys haven't, I wish I would have known about this last week. The Once Upon an Island drafting, so we could have other people. So me and Martin, Derek was too lazy to fucking join, but me and Martin did
Derek's an Android user.
Yeah, two-thirds of Plan Voodoo.
Yeah, 2/3 of Plan Voodoo. We are on Once Upon an Island, and if you haven't checked out his podcast or YouTube channel, you really should. He's probably one of the best. He does a bunch of story analyzed videos.
One of the reasons we got into podcasting.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of his. He's also, I think, really a big contributor to the Matt theory. Mm-hmm. I wonder how he's going to take this, because I think he had pretty high, because Brandon, Bruce, and Emily are all his top 3 winner picks.
Man.
Because he's going for the Matt theory. I wonder if that's going to change.
Probably going to change it.
I think he's still going to have Bruce and Emily on it. But he is running a Survivor Fantasy, and you got to pick your team. So I picked the 5 people on my team.
That were remaining, yeah.
Yeah, and Martin, you picked 5 on your team without... Julie was not on it?
I think Julie is the one I left off.
Yeah, and then Derek did do it. So we are... each week we get to choose, I think, who's going to be the next boot, too.
Yeah.
And me and you both had Brandon, too.
Well, you get 3 votes. And
for a next boot.
Yeah, Brandon was one of my votes.
Yeah, Brandon.
I kind of just covered each tribe, so in case any tribe went to tribal. But.
Oh, that was smart. I put Brandon and Emily. I didn't put anyone for blue. I should have probably put Bruce, but it doesn't matter. It's moot at this point.
Yeah, and then you get points based off
confessional count. I think.
No, it's like challenges.
Oh, it's not confessional count.
It's like team rewards.
I think getting a advantage is probably gonna
advantages, blindsides. You get points for that.
Yep. All right. Cool. Yeah. No. I think my team is a beast right now. I think I had a really good episode. I don't think next episode's gonna be as good. You don't think I had a good episode?
No, I want.
Sabaya,
I want you to keep. I want you to keep going. Like I thought you were gonna play into who you think's next boot then.
J Maya.
Wow.
She's not in a good spot, and she doesn't have a good edit.
Okay. I don't agree with. I agree with you on those fronts, but I think Red Tribe's just they're quite strong at the challenges.
I think there might be no. They haven't advertised a swap, so.
How many people are left?
16.
16. Yeah.
I think a swap might be coming.
15.
Yeah, maybe a swap.
After
maybe
vote.
3 votes or 3 tribes 5.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah. Cool. I don't know. I think I've said enough.
J Maya. Okay. My next boot. I feel like they've been building up this Bruce and Katura thing, and while they have been quite strong at the puzzles, I think the Yellow Tribe will prevail and not go to tribal. So I think Blue will be the one sent to tribal, and I think I want to say Bruce goes home.
Yeah, I don't think Katara's going. I think Bruce is not longed for Survivor.
Mm-hmm. It could be Jake. It could but I'm gonna say Bruce.
10.
I'll jump with Derek here. I'm gonna say Bruce too.
That wraps up our episode 2 recap of Survivor 45. Be sure to follow us on Spotify and YouTube. Be sure to leave a like. We want to hear from you guys.
Next boot, Diamondbacks.
What do you guys think is the next boot? And
Diamondbacks.
We also want to hear from you. Are you rooting for the D-backs?
If not, get the fuck out. Fuck that noise. Go D-backs.
Go cheer for a different Arizona team.
Yeah.
This is Plan Voodoo, where split vote is not safe.